New iPads are officially here, and it seemed like everyone, and I mean everyone, decided to go with the M4 iPad Pro. And it honestly felt like I was the only one that got the M2 iPad Air. The new iPad Pro is the greatest iPad ever made, and for some reason, I just couldn't buy it. And maybe some of you are having a difficulty choosing between the new iPad Air and the new iPad Pro. And I want to share specifically why I chose the M2 iPad Air, and already having it now for a few days, I really don't regret my purchase. Hey everyone, it's Andrew, and welcome back to the channel. I traded in my iPad Air 5th generation for $310, and after using it for 2 straight years, I feel like I got a pretty good deal for trade-in value. So before taxes, I paid $289 for the new iPad Air. I got the 11-inch size in space gray, and for $289, I feel like that was a pretty good deal. It gets the M2 chip as well, and I know based off the M1 how great it performed, and so I'm gonna have this for many years to come. And as much as I love the new iPad Pro, it's significantly more. So base storage starts at $999, or if you want to upgrade to the 13-inch, it's $1,299. Like seriously? We're getting into MacBook Air territory with that pricing. As powerful as the M4 chip is, as amazing as that new display is, it just isn't going to make a difference for me day to day. My use case honestly doesn't justify a pro level device. I take notes in Apple Notes at work. I use Procreate to create digital products. Shameless plug, check out my wallpaper packs, link in the description below. I edit YouTube videos on my iPad Air, and I'm not doing crazy color grading or anything like that to justify the screen. Still an iMovie, by the way. And I like to watch YouTube videos, sports, and the occasional TV show on my iPad Air. I also know 60 Hz is a big deal to a lot of people. I'd say more so in the tech space rather than normal people, but it's still a big deal. And I think this has to do with the M2 chip in the Air. It does feel quicker and snappier. Almost like from the M1 to the M2, it kind of raises the overall performance and standard of the device. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be going through a full in-depth review comparing the M1 iPad Air to the M2 iPad Air. There's a lot more than meets the eye. So for me, even going from M1 to M2 is an upgrade. And really going back to my use case, I don't need a high refresh rate screen. Would I like it? Yes. But do I need it? No. Not to mention about the cost, which I think the Pro is just really expensive. You also have to get a new Magic Keyboard if you want to use a Magic Keyboard. To buy a new Magic Keyboard, you have to spend $349, which is pretty crazy. But with the M2 iPad Air, I don't need to get a new Magic Keyboard because the previous generation of Magic Keyboard still works with this iPad. And so that's fantastic, and I was actually relieved because I didn't really want to get a new Magic Keyboard either. I did upgrade to the Pencil Pro because of the digital products that I make. I feel like there's some good use cases for it, and I look forward to using it more. And for some reason, the new iPad Air doesn't support the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. It has to do with the magnets, so I had to get a new pencil anyways. Another reason I decided to go with the Air is iPad OS. There's not one feature that the iPad Pro has based off a software perspective that my iPad Air doesn't have. iPad OS is still iPad OS, and until Apple restricts or locks the Pro to have only Pro level features, there's really no reason to go with the Pro. And don't get me wrong, M4 chip is insane. It's one of the best chips out there now. And to be released on an iPad is also telling of what Apple thinks of the iPad. And so whether it's M2, M1, or even M4, it's still iPad OS, and you're still pretty much doing the same kind of things. And I can't imagine anyone doing this, but if you spec out the new iPad Pro, the price just gets ridiculous. We'll do a 13-inch iPad Pro, 2 terabytes of storage, add on nano texture, a new Apple Pencil Pro, a Magic Keyboard, guys, this is MacBook Pro 16-inch territory, which is just insane. Final Cut and Logic are better on Mac anyways, and overall macOS has more capabilities than iPadOS, so just get a MacBook Pro at that price range. Apple also had a big push in their marketing trying to convince people that thinness means better. This is the thinnest Apple product ever made, and that's incredible. An amazing engineering feat. But guess what? The iPad Air is already incredibly thin and incredibly light, even with the old version of the Magic Keyboard. So I don't even feel like I'm missing out on lightness and thinness. Really think to yourself, what do you actually need an iPad for? I think most people, what they use an iPad for, should be pretty satisfied with the iPad Air. And for most people, I'd recommend getting the iPad Air over the iPad Pro. By all means, if you want the Pro, this isn't to bash the Pro, it's incredible. Again, I said it's the greatest iPad ever made. But if you're undecided and really contemplating whether you really need it or not, I would just go with the Air. And those are a few reasons why I prefer the new M2 iPad Air over the M4 iPad Pro. Maybe I'll regret it in 6 months, who knows, and maybe I'll get one and be like, no, I was totally wrong. I probably won't do a I was wrong video, but it probably would do well. If anyone watching this video got one of the new iPads, whether it's the Air or the Pro, let us know in the comments what you think of it, why'd you get it, what's your experience been like with it, because I want to hear from you and what you think of the new devices. Hit the like button, subscribe, and as always guys, thanks for watching, God bless, and I will see you on the next video.